I looked for a trial because it was so dishonest, okay, so rigged, and such a dangerous thing for our country. Brad Raffensperger, the head, who, by the way, last week said, I didn't do anything wrong. He said that was a negotiation. You know, they illegally taped me because they taped me in Florida. It's a two-party state. You know that, right? So they illegally taped the call. But forget about that for a second.
Trump has literally has not lost a single trial thing yet. Because if he did lose at least one of them, he would be in jail, right? Wouldn't he be in jail? Alright, hello, my name is Mr. Wise Guy. Welcome to my channel. Do not leave. We're watching the man himself, Donald Trump. And it's the full interview. But before we get into the video, like and subscribe. Comments are great too. Thank you very much. So on to the show.
By the way, do you think your former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, is still loyal to you? He just pleaded not guilty in the Georgia
Well, I hope he's loyal to me. I mean,
do you worry about him flipping?
Wrong.
Do you worry
I didn't
about
do
him?
anything wrong.
Okay, let's talk about Georgia. I want to talk about that phone call that you made to Georgia's Secretary of State, a Republican,
By the
Brad
way,
Raffensperger.
that was even more perfect than my call to
Let's talk about it.
the president of Ukraine.
Okay.
It was a perfect call. Just before you start, many top legal scholars, almost everyone, but many have analyzed that phone call. That was a phone call made in front of, I guess, 7 or 8 lawyers. Brad Raffensperger, the head, who, by the way, last week said, I didn't do anything wrong. He said that was a negotiation. Brad Raffensperger, who I was dealing with, I appreciate that he said that, but he said last week, I didn't do anything
Let's talk
wrong.
about it so we can move on. You said
but
in the
let
call.
me just tell you one other thing. When I spoke, I knew I was probably being taped. I didn't ask, but I knew I was probably being taped.
Now I see why this thing was an hour long. Like, holy crap. I mean, she's been letting him go, but this is almost ridiculous. But I'm actually, like, NBC, to make up for all the nonsense that they were making up about him, I think this is definitely justified. So it's a little bit, he is talking a little bit more than he should be and kind of getting off track a little bit, but they're letting him talk, which is good. And they're keeping it in too. They're not cutting this part out.
You know, they illegally taped me because they taped me in Florida. It's a two-party state. You know that, right? So they illegally taped the call. But forget about that for a second. I knew that there were many lawyers on the phone from the other side.
That's a legal distinction right there, which he literally could use to completely absolve him of all this other stuff. But I don't know. Like, it's a technicality. But still, and it's not like what he said was like 100%, like full on. Oh, he was. Actually, I don't even know what they're trying to get him on. It was like he was like, I guess threatening. Is that what they're arguing, that his phone call was threatening or whatever? But okay.
There were many people. There were many people on the phone. When I told them, I said the election was. I said all sorts of things about the election,
And
which
they
I
told you it
believe it
wasn't.
100%.
They told you it
No, I
wasn't.
have all the facts. Look, I have all the facts. In one way, I looked for a trial because it was so dishonest, okay, so rigged, and such a dangerous thing for our country. We have to have borders, and we have to have fair elections.
I
We
mean,
have neither.
Trump has literally has not lost a single trial thing yet. Because if he did lose at least one of them, he would be in jail, right? Wouldn't he be in jail? Because he would have lost and been found guilty. He hasn't been found guilty in any of the trials so far in this whole, I would call it a witch hunt, because when is there not an investigation into Trump now? Like there's always an investigation into Trump. It's kind of ridiculous. But he's been winning them left and right. Like, he knows that what he's talking. He knows that he's legit. He's clean. He has nothing to fear. He literally has nothing to fear, unless he's like this. Oh, the reason he doesn't have nothing to fear is because he's an evil mastermind that just knows how to evade the law and everything. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Let's say that Mr. Billionaire knows how to. That's been investigated for what, the past, literally all of his presidency, and then 4 years after his presidency. And then now they're going to try and take him off the bet. Like, yeah, okay, sure. the government is so like helping him out right now to not get indicted or anything like that. Okay, no.
I want to talk about the border. I want to talk about the border, but we have to get
He's this evil mastermind that knows how to get past
last
everything.
week said I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, it
Brad
sounded like you were
Raffensperger
asking for him to
said
come
it
up
was
with
a negotiation.
11,000 votes.
No, and you know that. You're terrible when you say this. You're off to a bad start because what I said was very simple. I got cheated in this election.
He told you
and
didn't.
all I need is like 11,000, whatever the number was.
Brad
I got cheated
Raffensperger,
in
who's
the
a
election.
Republican, said you didn't get cheated.
Well, he said that, but we have to go and see. You know, there's some court cases out there.
Oh, so when Trump says that and then Biden says,
I look, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
the thing got fired. That's perfectly normal. That's perfectly normal. That's not that's not like bad at all for Biden to say that. But when Trump says, I need 11 votes, do you have them? Oh, that's a terrible thing. He shouldn't be telling them to look for votes.
We want to go into Fulton County and we want to see the real votes. And it's so hard.
He said they looked into it. The election had been certified 3 times.
I don't want them. I want to look into it. I would say
President,
that
the
if we got
election had been
access to the votes, which we're close to getting in court.
Oh, so he was asking for him and his lawyers to look into it himself. Okay. So transparency. What's so bad about having more transparency? Because he literally thought he was being cheated, so he wanted transparency. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, literally. He wanted to see them for his own self. That's crazy. They indicted him because he wanted to see the votes for himself. Okay. That might be a super reductive way of looking at it, but I guess you can give me the more nuanced answer in the comments below. Thank you very much.
As you know, if we got access to those votes, if we look in, you will find numbers that you wouldn't believe.
All right, so you made it to the end. Thanks for watching. Remember, comments are great too, and like and subscribe, but mostly comments. Comment, please. I need to know what your thoughts are. The whole part of this entire channel is thinking. Thanks. Come on now. You can do it. Down below. Just type it out. I don't care what it is. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.